What's happening, guys? We are finally back with another video, and we're actually together for the first time.
It's good to see you.
You should have seen what happened off camera when we were reunited for the first time. Literally that. But look, we should begin by apologising because we have not been up to our usual standards for the past few weeks, in that we have not been releasing a video every week, unfortunately, and that has happened partly because of Ramadan, which has made things a bit difficult to do in terms of food, as you can imagine, because we're obviously avoiding food during sunlight, partly because lockdown has not completely eased, so restaurants close at 10, so one of the windows where we can eat, which is about 3:30 a.m. in the morning, we can't actually get any food. And mainly because we have both been getting absolutely annihilated at work.
Or our day jobs.
In our day jobs, yeah.
But that's no excuse.
No excuse. That's why we've come back with a bang today. And we're going to give you a really, really special video, because what we're going to do is we're going to show you how we eat during Ramadan. We are going to be showcasing traditional, the most authentic, home-cooked Bangladeshi Iftar or Ramadan foods.
So the reason why this video is going to be quite special is because you get to follow us through our journey of fasting. So that means from Savory or Suhoor all the way to Iftar, where we get to open our fast. And essentially, you might be asking, for those who don't know, what Suhoor is or what Savory is. This is basically the window that we get at sunrise, so around about 4 a.m. at this time of the year, for us to eat and replenish, or at least prepare us for the long fast ahead. Very difficult waking up early, very difficult, especially when you're working. So shout out to all those that have got a full-time job and have to wake up early to have it. So shout out to ourselves. And then all the way throughout the day, we fast all the way to Iftar, which is sunset, where we get to open our fast. So really looking forward to it. It's going to be good, and hopefully you like our video. So let's get to it.
Oh God. Hey everyone. Oh, I'm so tired. So I'm gonna try and give you an insight into what we have for Sahri / Suhoor. Yeah. I'll see you downstairs in a bit. Right, so slowly everyone in the Mansour household is waking up for their version of Sahri or Suhoor. So what do I have today? Well, definitely some water. Try and drink as much water as I can. Very difficult to drink it in that short period of time, because you just keep drinking, but you need to stay hydrated. And cereal. I've got Crave, actually. My brother loves Crave. My wife loves Crave. So Crave is the cereal of choice. Normally I might have a porridge or something like that, but we've gone for Crave. So don't know how that's going to do me with all that chocolate and sugar. And finally, for my Suhoor, I have this energy gel, or isotonic energy gel, pineapple flavor. We have these in our house when we run maybe a long run or whatever. And it's an isotonic energy gel, slow release carbs, or at least carbs straight into your system. So it gives you a bit of energy, gives you enough energy to last the whole day. So that's my Suhoor. I'm gonna eat and then hopefully pray Fajr and go back to sleep, and looking forward to Iftar today.
So this is the morning meal. This is the meal that I'm gonna have pre-sunrise. So sunrise is about 3:30 in the morning. We're now looking at, it's about 3 o'clock now. So I'm gonna eat, get some fluids in, pray, and then go to sleep before starting the day. So the traditional Bangladeshi food I'm gonna be having now for my morning meal is actually quite a sweet dish. Now, this is very, very popular across Bangladesh. Now, this traditional dish is basically rice, cream, and either mango or banana. Now, obviously in Bangladesh, mangoes are a seasonal fruit, so depending on when Ramadan is, if it's during the summer, then you'd see a lot of mango being used in this dish. Otherwise, it'd be banana, which is obviously grown all year round. So you just put everything into the bowl and you mush it up and mix it well, and you get this wonderful, wonderful pudding almost, this almost rice pudding. In this case, I'm using some canned mangoes, which I've bought from the shop. In Bangladesh, they'd use milk instead of cream, but not just, normal milk as you'd know it. It'd be milk that's been sort of simmered and evaporated almost. So it's almost like evaporated milk, just to give it that creamy texture, that creamy essence. So here goes. Oh yeah, nice and creamy, really, really rich. Obviously quite subtle, so not too crazy on your palate in the morning. You can see why this is used often as a dessert to kind of neutralize all those spices that you might have with the curry and the rice beforehand. I want to have this and then go to sleep, and then I'll see you in about 18 hours or so, where me and Naeem will be eating together to break our fast, and we're going to be showing you traditional Bengali iftar dishes. See you in a bit. So here's our meal.
Hey, you've eaten one already?
I've eaten one already, but I'm going to eat some more because this is the very foundation of an iftar meal.
That's right.
Now we're going to show you some foods that are very specific to Bangladesh, very specific to Sylhet actually, where we're from, the northeastern region of Bangladesh, which borders India. But this baby here, the date, transcends boundaries. This is the food across the entire Islamic world, and when it comes to Ramadan, consumption of this thing goes through the roof.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Now, there's obviously Islamic tradition associated with why you have the date. They say Prophet, peace be upon him, absolutely loved these dates. He used to break his fast with these. He used to begin his fast with these. When I was in Saudi, they had like a dates market, and they literally had hundreds of different types of dates as well. Some are juicy, some are a bit ripe. So we could do an entire video on dates, but we're not going to.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
The best substitute to sweets or chocolate. Love it. Natural sweetness to it. It's amazing. Now that the traditional Islamic staple is out of the way, let's focus, let's hone in on the Bengali stuff. This is the most typical Bengali iftar you're gonna have.
We're really gonna home in on some of these probably not so healthy items, but I tell you one thing, after fasting the whole day, it really does go down a treat. Really does go down a treat.
Yeah.
And what we're gonna start with today is the chana. Two different types of chana. We got black and we got white. And it is cooked with a medley of spices, onions, masala, so it's really gives you that flavor.
It's so good, isn't it? It's just hearty, substantial, but without all the crap. There's a lot of fried, oily crap on this plate, as we will no doubt. I mean, it's amazing. What I mean is it's just not the healthiest thing, but that chana, the chickpeas, is probably the healthiest thing there. I think it's testament to what Bengalis are when we are a people riddled with health problems. We are a people who are
Celebrating that.
we're celebrating it. During the holy month of Ramadan, when we are supposed to exercise restraint when it comes to eating and focus wholly on ourselves and our spirituality. Remember those around the world who are unable to eat as much as we are. Somehow Bengalis manage to spike their diabetes levels, spike their sugar levels, and gain weight. And the reason why we do that is because at iftar, it's all fried stuff.
Everything's fried.
Everything we eat is deep, double deep fried.
And we love it.
We love it.
And we love it.
I'm going to take you to the first deep fried good.
Go ahead.
And that is the great begoni. As you guys know, Naeem absolutely hates aubergine. I love aubergine. Aubergine in Bengali is begun, and then you add an I at the end of it and you get the begoni, which is basically deep fried aubergine. Now this is battered in regular flour, some rice flour, a little bit of water and some spices. You dunk the aubergine in there and you deep fry the hell out of it. And that is basically the begoni. Oh, lovely.
I've got
lovely. I love aubergine. I love anything that's deep fried. Deep fried aubergine, match made in heaven for me. Beautiful.
Again, not a massive fan of aubergine, but who cares? It's part of the plate, and you know what? As traditions go, even if I don't eat it, it has to be on my plate. Otherwise, it's not going to be complete.
And more often than not, it ends up from his plate onto my plate.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens. But it's got to start on his plate.
Yeah.
It's got to start on his plate.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
I think we'll move on to something which I think is not just specific to Bangladeshi or Sylheti iftar plates, but most plates we have here potato. So in the same batter as your aubergine, but this time potato. Now this is something that I do like. I love me some potatoes. Let's try it. Lovely.
That is amazing. It's such a good alternative to a chip, isn't it? I'm actually going to go to the kissery next.
Go for it.
Now this yellow mush, I know it doesn't look very appetizing. In spite of the way it looks, it's potentially one of the most important things on this plate because it's basically the staple, the foundation of the dish. Everything else is supposed to complement the kissery.
Like a side dish. Everything else is side dish.
Exactly, exactly. Kissery is basically rice and lentil. It's a rice and lentil mix that's been cooked together until it's very, very soft. And then you put a few spices in, and then the crucial ingredient is the turmeric. And the turmeric basically gives it that incredible yellowish color. Now, the reason why this is so popular for iftar is because it's supposed to be light on the stomach. It's obviously quite moist. It's got a lot of water in. Once you fasted the whole day, not only do you not have food, but you don't have water in your system. So the whole point of the kissery is to replenish all of that. It's also a very common dish once people feel ill. If you get food poisoning or any other sort of illness in Bangladesh, one of the sort of traditional remedies is to feed people kissery instead of normal rice and curry. So this is an absolute staple in Bangladesh, in Sylhet. It's similar to a risotto.
Yeah,
if you think
exactly.
of that concept.
Exactly.
But it's more kind of mushy. And obviously there's lentils in it as well, whereas the others wouldn't have.
I think the
lentils in it.
texture of it is a bit more of a risotto porridge type.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well,
It's just so good, isn't it?
it's really palatable as well. It's really palatable, and don't be fooled just because it's rice and lentils. There's a lot of flavour to it. There's a lot of flavour to it. The turmeric in it as well gives it that yellow colour, but actually there is some spice. So with kissery, it's almost cooked like a rice lentil hybrid. Let's go for something slightly more standard. So what we have here is a variation of a samosa. Samosa is made with a nice thin pastry, okay, and it's got a filling casing and it's quite crispy. This here is almost made out of a puri dough.
Basically like a chapati, almost like a...
Yeah, it's made
puri
out
is
like a,
basically deep fried chapati.
exactly. So it's like a deep fried chapati dough, but inside we have this beautiful, beautiful chicken and pea filling. This one is probably universal to every Asian iftar plate.
I was going to say, this
Asian
style
iftar
is very
plate.
popular in Pakistan, like
Exactly.
Punjab region as well.
Exactly.
Making it with a sort of crispy exterior. Let's do it. Yeah.
Well, so nice.
That's the stuff.
So nice. This is a very, very good shingra, very, very good samosa.
That's it. Can't complain.
Nothing more to say.
More fried? Now, the next fried good. Now this, I'm very, very excited about this one. This is the aloo chop, the potato chop. The way these bad boys work is you get potatoes, you boil them until they're nice and soft. You peel off the skin and you get mushing. You mush it up until it's a nice silky mashed potato. We chuck in some coriander, some spices, some salt, and you mix that up into the potato. Then you mold the potato into this wonderful circular oval shape, but you stuff the inside with a filling of your choice. Now in this case we've got cheese, But cheese is a common filling. Egg is a common filling. Egg and some onions.
Yep.
Sometimes you can put mincemeat in them.
Or plain.
Or plain, yeah. Or you don't have to have a filling at all. But this is glorious. And then once you've made that shape, you basically coat it in breadcrumbs, and then you deep fry it. You obviously
Surprise, surprise.
Now, what can make the biggest difference to an aloo chop is the breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are very, very important.
I agree.
In this case, we've used golden breadcrumbs. Basically, the type of breadcrumb that is hugely popular in Sri Lanka and South Asia. Right, enough chit chat. Let's go.
Cheers.
My favourite thing on the dish. Oh man.
So good.
Oh man.
That's so good.
It's the best thing. Aloo chop, hands down, is the best thing. You have to try it.
I can't have one. I have to have 5. The final dish of our... the final, I guess, side or at least item on our iftar plate is dali bora. Dali bora or fiaizi or fiaizu.
Fiaizi. There's a lot of dialects across.
A lot of dialects.
Sylhet, let alone Bengal.
But essentially, you'd be surprised to hear that this is also a deep fried item.
Shock.
The mixture is lentils, onions, some greens, so coriander, spices put together and literally deep fried. These are small enough to be extremely dangerous to eat because you don't eat one, you eat about 10.
Who would have thought you can fry things in so many different ways?
Or Bengalis have found a way.
Anyway. Let's go for it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh yeah. Crunchy. Texture completely different to anything else we had. Jagged edges everywhere. It's rough, but it's crispy.
This is the thing with dali bora. You don't get soggy dali bora. If you get a soggy one,
Something's gone really wrong.
you're out.
Something's gone really wrong.
The outside is nice and crunchy, really nice and crispy. Inside is nice and soft. The texture of the lentils is what really pushes and elevates it. I mean, we have pretty much deep fried everything on this plate.
But only during Ramadan. When it's not Ramadan, we just deep frying isn't that common.
The funniest part of this whole plate is that these items are nowhere to be seen throughout the year.
Yeah, throughout the year
Nowhere to be seen throughout the year. But they're like,
As soon as Ramadan comes in, it's like somewhere written in some sacred text is that you have to have these. Done. That's a full day of what it looks like, what our food adventure looks like on a typical day of Ramadan. But this is how we do it Bangladeshi style.
yeah. Again, thoroughly enjoyed it, especially our home cooked. We've done so many different cuisines. It's really nice to have a Ramadan special where we have a typical, not just a Bangladeshi but a typical Sylheti iftar plate. So enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for being so patient with us. And I hope you liked the video. And if you did, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. We do TikTok specific content. So just make sure you're supporting us.
Like us on Facebook.
Like us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Just everywhere. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone. But on that note,
We out.
Ramadan
Ramadan Mubarak.
Mubarak. Bye.